instruments. So I want you to listen. Can you say hello? Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we today? Well, guess what? I brought a bunch of different instruments to show you all today. Now, that's Mrs. T. I'm Mr. T. Everybody say hi, Mr. T.
Hi, Mr. T.
Hello. Okay, and both of us are musicians. A musician is someone who plays an instrument and practices a lot and plays it really well. Okay? So, we decided to bring some different instruments for you today. These are the instruments of the orchestra. Everybody say orchestra.
Orchestra.
Right, the orchestra is a big, big band that plays on the stage. And usually there's like hundreds of different instruments in the orchestra. Right? There's all different kinds of instruments. Well, what I brought is the string family. And they're all part of a family because they're all pretty much the same. They're all alike. They all have strings that you either pluck or you pull the bow on to make the sound. Okay? So, we got 4 different instruments up here. Let's start off with the first one. Mrs. T's going to play the first one. Who knows what that instrument is called?
Violin.
A violin. Very good. Everybody say violin.
Violin.
All right. Now, the violin is one of the most important instruments in the orchestra. You know why? Because it usually plays the melody. And the melody is the part that you whistle to or that you sing along to. Like, la, 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 la. That's the melody. Right? And it's so important that there are usually more violins in an orchestra than any other instrument in there. Okay? You all want to hear what the violin sounds like? Let's hear it. You ready?
Evan.
Very good. So everybody say violin.
Violin.
All right. Let's meet the next instrument that we have. The next instrument is a little bigger than the violin, right? It's just like it. Looks almost exactly the same, but just a little bigger. Now, when the instrument gets bigger, do you think the sound goes higher or lower?
Higher.
You think it goes higher? Let's hear it. Ready? Here's the violin. Let me play this for you real quick. Okay? That's why Mrs. T plays the violin. Was that higher or lower than the violin? That was lower, right? The violin was really high! Really high notes on the violin! And the viola's lower, right?
Right.
So, everybody say, violin!
Violin.
You gotta say it really high because it's really high. It's violin! And viola? What is this one? What's that one? Right.
Don't go that low.
All
More
right.
ones to go. Sorry, you got 2 more.
You want to hear? So, the lowest note the violin can play is this. Right? But what if the music has to go lower than that? Here's the lowest note on a viola. Sounds like a foghorn, doesn't it? Right? So the viola is a little lower than the violin. Now, the next one that we brought is this one.
That one more louder.
This is called a cello. Everybody say cello. 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 Right? The cello's really bigger, right? If we look at these instruments, the cello's a lot bigger, right? So, if the instrument gets bigger, is the sound higher or lower? Higher. Lower. The bigger the instrument, the lower the sound goes, right? So we have viola, cello. You want to hear the cello?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play the cello right now. I'm going to get. Is this right? No, I don't play it like this. This is way too big to play under my chin like that. So, how do you think I can play this one?
You have to put it down.
I have to put it down, right.
Yeah.
So, I play the cello sitting down. That's why Mr. T chose to play the cello, because he has to sit. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the cello right here.
No.
What do you mean, no? I got to lift it up some, right? How could I lift it up a little more? The cello has a secret. You ready? The cello has something called an end pin. This, I can... See, now I can put it on the ground, and it's right up where I need it to be. So, let's review. Viola. Cello. All right. Now, I got one more instrument in the string family to show you. This one is the super big bass. Everybody say bass. Bass. The bass is the biggest instrument in the orchestra of the strings. It's really big, and so if it's this big, how low do you think it can go? You want to hear it? All right, ready? Here I go. I'm gonna. Hang on. I'm gonna work. I can't reach it. How am I gonna play it if I can't reach it? I gotta stand up to play the bass. Very good. So most basses, they'll either play standing up or sitting on a really tall stool. That way they can reach all the way up here. And you ready to hear the bass?
Yeah.
All right, here it goes. Y'all want to hear the lowest note on the bass?
Yeah.
You ready? Right. So the bass is the biggest one and it's the lowest one. So let's review. What is this one? What's this one? Viola. What's this one? Cello. And this one is the bass. Bass. You gotta say it real low like that. Alright, who wants to play a game?
Me.
Alright, we're gonna play a game called Name That Instrument. You're gonna close your eyes and we're gonna play one of the instruments, and just by listening to it, you've got to tell if it's the really high viola, The medium viola, the lower cello, or the lowest bass? All right, you ready? So, here we go. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right, close your eyes.
No cheating. Close your
No
eyes.
cheating.
Use your ears.
The violin. Very good. All right.
Keep your eyes closed.
Who's ready for the next round? All right, let's close your eyes. Here we go. You ready? Keep them closed. No cheating.
Close your eyes.
Yep, that was the cello. Very good. All right, third round. Close your eyes. Let's see if we can find it out. The viola, right. Very good. All right, the last round, the lightning round. It's super tricky now. You ready? All right, close your eyes. Let's listen very closely. This is a trick one, so you gotta keep your eyes closed. Ready? That's right, it was the bass. You got it. But I was playing the bass a little different, wasn't I? How was I playing it? Was I playing it with this? I was plucking it with my fingers, right. And you can play any one of these instruments in the orchestra, either by plucking it or using the bow. Okay? So I can pluck it if I want. But here's what happens when I pluck. Listen. Ready? The sound just kind of goes, bam, bam, bam. Right? It's really loud to start, but it's not a long note, is it? It's really short. It's like, bam, I'm done. So what if I want a really, really long note? Well, that's when I have to use the bow to do it. Now, let me tell you about the bow. The bow is a stick of wood, and the white stuff on the bottom is actually horsehair. Right? So, they give a horse a haircut. They give his tail a little haircut, right? And they take the horsehair and they put it on these two pieces, and we can tighten it really tight. And that's how it gets flat and straight. And then they put sticky stuff on the horsehair. And the sticky stuff allows it to stick to the string. Now, when I stick and I pull it this way, it sticks and it sticks and it sticks until it pops. And then it sticks again. And I keep pulling and I'm pulling, it pops a little more. And it pop, 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 pop. And it's popping so fast. It's like I'm plucking it. It's popping so fast that it sounds like it's just one long note. And that's how you get long notes on the stringed instruments with the bow. Right? So, now, the other thing that I love about instruments is that I can play on an instrument how I feel. Right? Like, for instance, I'm happy right now. Who's happy here? Let me see your happy faces. Big happy faces. All right, you know what? I'm going to play a happy song then for you. Okay? I'm going to think of a song. Let me see. What's a song that's kind of about happy? Dun, 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 dun. Ready? Here we go. The Little Einstein song. That's a happy song, isn't it? Right? Sounds happy to me. Or, let me see. What if I'm feeling sad. Let me see some sad faces out there. Mommy said I can't have another cookie. I'm sad. So I'll play a sad song, something like this. Write a sad song like that. Or, what is that? Mad? Alright, what if we're angry? Let me see angry faces. Alright, I'm gonna play something angry. That's angry, right? So I can play all different kinds of feelings by the music that I play. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of in a different mood. I feel like dancing. Do you feel like dancing?
Yeah.
All right, so what I want you to do is stand up right where you are,
I don't feel anything.
and we're going to dance a little bit.
All right.
We're good dancers.
So we'll play some dance music for you, and I better see you dancing. All right? You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. All right, have a seat. So there's all different kinds of things that you can do with music to express how you feel.
Turn your head around, please.
And that's one reason why I love music. But you know the other reason why I love music? Is because anyone can do music. Did you know that?
I can do music.
Even God can do music.
Of course.
Do you know how God does music? How does God play music for you?
Singing.
Jackson, sit up.
Sing.
I'll give you a hint.
Sing. Whistle.
What is this? The birds. The birds sing songs, right? And
Olivia.
and who made the birds? Ah.
Olivia.
So that's God's instrument for you all, so that you can hear them, right? Or like when the wind rustles through the trees, sound kind of like maracas or something like that, right? Music is everywhere. God's making us music so we can hear. And you know what? Even if you don't know how to play an instrument, like Mrs. T and me, you can do music too. Now, how can you do music? What did God give you that makes you do music?
Luke.
You can sing, right? So, tell you what, we want you all to join our orchestra. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play a song for you, a special song, and I think you all know it. And I want you to sing along. You're the choir to the orchestra. Ready? Here we go. Great job, guys. Thank you all for joining the orchestra. Now, if you want to learn how to play one of these instruments, talk to your mommy and daddy and have them call Miss Edith. And Miss Edith will give them all the information they need to know about learning how to play one of these instruments too. You don't know how? Well, that's you gotta practice, and it takes a long time to play it good. Yeah. All right. Thank you all very much for coming. I appreciate it. We had fun.
Thank you.
All right. First row.
Wait, the first row do a group picture first? Like we
Yeah.
did yesterday?
Come on up. First row, stand up, and come sit on the edge of the stage over here.
Well, some of you have to be on the stage, and some have to sit in front. Avery, Julia, you guys come over here. Reed and Lizzie, you guys come sit right here. Olivia, sit right there on the floor. Sit over here and sit on the floor. Jackson, come over here. Reed, over here. Lukey and Julia, over here. Come right here. Sit right here. Sit. Olivia, Avery, scoot back a little bit. Scoot back. Sit right there. Jackson, scoot back. And we just hope the battery stays on for one picture.
Great idea.
Oh no.
All right, ready? Everybody look at the camera. And on 3, we're going to say cello. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cello!
You want me to take we could take a good picture with them behind it. That'd be kind of cool. I didn't get that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they can.
You want me to take it with you guys in it?
No, that's all right.
Okay, wait, wait,
Wait,
wait,
oh, wait,
till
hold on.
they get up. But you
Okay,
can
this
sit
one
right
right
there
there.
if you want.
Okay, Kirsten, go over there by Miss Nicole.
Thought you wanted just your.
Walk around, let's go. Come on. Okay, Avery, you're my caboose. Can you come line up at the end? Not yet, we're gonna go outside. Go line up, Julia. Jackson, go line up. You guys can go line up.
I think we could just eat hair. I see some blueberries. I see some.
I hugged Rosemary today. Let's go.
Here, stand up. Stand up.
In front of Avery, she's the caboose.
Luke and Shane.
In front of Avery. Look, you see Avery? She should be the caboose. You guys line up in front of her. Hair stand. Who's my clipboard?
Sit down.
Who's my clipboard? Who was holding the clipboard?
Here you go. Thank you.
How about you, the line leader? Landon, you're the line leader, silly. Here, hold on. Okay. All right, let's go a little bit. Guys, follow Miss Nicole.
Go down.
See you later.
There you go. All right. Squeeze on in.
Put your hat on. Put your hat on.
Goodbye, Miss Eva.
Put your hat on.
All right. Which instrument is your favorite? The violin. I heard a lot of violins. So on the count of 3, we're all gonna say really high. Okay? Ready?
Good one.
Everybody looking at the cameras? And 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Yes.
That was
All
perfect.
right.
You are awesome. Say thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. I know. You do? You can't be.
Okay, so how does one transport things like that? Do you have a truck or what?
I have an SUV, yeah.
Okay. All right. That was
Lay
right.
down
I
the
was
back
like,
seat is the only way.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay, come on in and sit down. And there's just one class. Just one
Okay.
class. Come in and sit down, sweetie. Sit down. Here, Freddie, on the floor.
What?